Sometimes you run into a situation where you need to sort a massive amount of data fast. Sounds simple, right? Today we compare 7 sorting algorithms, and by the end we'll answer the question, which one is actually the best. But first, how do we even compare them? On an ancient computer, even the fastest algorithm might take forever. On a NASA supercomputer, a slow one finishes in milliseconds. So raw time doesn't tell us anything useful. That's why we use big O notation. It shows how many operations an algorithm needs depending on the size of the input. For example, O n square on 100 elements perform 10,000 operations. O n times log n on the same input only 665. Feel the difference? Good. Keep the chart in mind. It's a scoreboard for everything that follows. Bubble sort is probably the first sorting algorithm you encounter in school. It's simple, easy to understand, and completely impractical at scale. How it works? Compare two neighbors. If the left one is bigger, swap them. Move one step right and repeat. When you reach the end, go back to the start and do it all over again, n times total. For 1000 elements, that's 1 million operation. It sorts in place, no extra space needed. So my verdict, speed 2 out of 10, usefulness 3 out of 10. You will encounter it in the CS class or a coding contest. Outside of that, rare. Selection sort takes a different approach. Instead of constantly swapping neighbors, it does one thing per pass. Scan the entire sorted portion, find the minimum value and place it at the front. One scan, one swap, repeat. How it works? Look at all remaining unsorted elements. Find the smallest, put it where it belongs. Move the boundary one step forward. You're always making exactly n swap total, much fewer than bubble sort, but you're still scanning the whole unsorted half each time. Same as bubble sort in the worst case, fully in place. So my verdict, speed 2 out of 10, usefulness 3 out of 10. Fewer swaps than bubble sort, which matters if moving data is expensive, but in most real situations, still too slow. Insertion sort is what you do when you sort a hand of cards. You pick up one card at a time and slide it into the right position among the ones you already sorted. That's the entire algorithm. How it works? Take the next unsorted element, shift everything to its left, send its larger one step right. Insert the element into the gap that opens up. The left side is always a sorted sublist, growing one element at a time. O n squared worst case, but here's the key. On already nearly sorted data, it runs at O n. That's linear, that's fast. In place, so my verdict, speed 4 out of 10, usefulness 6 out of 10. Generally useful in the real world. Many advanced algorithms use insertion sort as a finishing step once the data is nearly sorted. We're done with the slow ones. Time for the algorithm that actually runs in production system worldwide. How it works? Pick a pivot, any element. Rearrange the array so everything smaller than the pivot goes to the left, everything larger goes to the right. The pivot is now its final position. Then recursively apply the same logic to both halves. Divide and conquer. Each partition step puts one element in its permanent place and splits the problem into two smaller problems. Is this element smaller than pivot? It stays left. Bigger, go right. Elements that are already on the correct side don't move at all. This is what makes quicksort feel fast. No wasted work. O n times log n on average. For 1000 elements, broadly 10,000 operation instead of 1 million. Worst case, O n squared, if you always pick the first possible pivot. Memory, log n, recursive call stack. So my verdict, speed 8 of 10, usefulness 9 of 10. This is the go-to algorithm. Most standard library sorts function in the real programming languages are based on quicksort or a hybrid of it. Merge sort is a reliable one. It never panics, it never degrades. It always delivers O and log n guaranteed. No exceptions, no bad pivot scenarios. How it works? Split the array in half. recursively sort each half, then merge the two sorted halves back into one. The merge step is the key. Compare the front elements of both halves and place the small one next. Repeat until one half is empty, then append the rest. Every level of recursion cuts the problem in half. O n times log n, always. Best, worst, and average case are identical. O n need extra space for temporary merge arrays. So my verdict speed 8 of a 10, usefulness 8 of a 10. When you need guaranteed performance and stability, use merge sort.
Imagine building something like this by yourself. I'm thinking about making a course that shows exactly how. If you had actually did it, drop a comment below.
This one doesn't sort your data. How it works? Traverse the list exactly once. If an element is out of order compared to the previous one, delete it. No move it, no swap it, just delete it. The result is always sorted.
And finally, the algorithm that has absolutely no business existing. How it works? Shuffle the entire array randomly, check if it's sorted. It's not, shuffle again. Repeat until purely by chance every element lands in the right position. That's it, that's the whole algorithm.
So 7 algorithms, from the textbook's classic to certified disaster. Quick sort and merge sort we need practice. Insertion sort deserves more respect than it gets. Bubble sort and selection are for learning, not shipping. Stalin sort is fast but evil, and Bogo sort is a reminder that technically correct and actually useful are two very different things. Drop your question in the comment, and I'll see you in the next one.